Hey, you guys, it's me, the most targeted assistant. Hope you're having a good day. Another bit session. I just sit here and watch YouTube and let people piss me off. The picture you see on the screen there is called Atozy, Atozy. And what his YouTube channel has with millions and millions of views, because he's allowed to have millions of views, unlike me, he posts videos online about YouTubers, TikTokers, social media influencers who get in trouble with the law. So if you're a YouTuber and you get arrested, you may end up on his channel. And of course, he shames people, and he's usually pretty even keeled. I guess if I watch some of the other channels that he's attacked or reported on, maybe I would have a problem with him in those situations as well. But he's on a situation now that I know a whole lot about, which is First Amendment audits. Let me pop this up. This guy right here. This is the guy, Freedom of the Press. I think I made a video about him. Freedom of the Press. Supposedly his name is Mazza. He goes out with other First Amendment auditors, and they don't do government buildings. It's been done. I think the first one that really did a whole lot of the public photography and when it came to trauma and drama would be Amagansett Press and his son Watching the Watchmen, Jason somebody, and his son Ben. They went out and started doing public photography, public sidewalks, recording stores, and filming the interaction of the public. And when store owners call because they don't know their First Amendment rights, so they think, oh, it's illegal for you to call for you to film me. You can't take my picture. I got right to privacy. Those are the first that made it popular. And then there are people like oh my gosh, Cult News, Mike Norton. He's really good. I like him. He's a wise ass like me. He's a Gen X like me. He's got a channel. He gets assaulted. It's amazing in America that you get assaulted for having a camera. And let me tell you this, when I was a kid, when I was young, because I'm 50, I'll be 51 this year. When I was young and you saw somebody taking a camera, taking a picture out in public, and you happened to walk by or you were near it, you would politely, laughing and joking, get in the shot and say, hey, Mom, and wave your hands and arms. Hey, Mom. That was what you did when you saw a camera. No one went up and beat up the photographer. No one assaulted the man with the camera. Why would you want to break the law on camera? But in this day and age, and especially here where this video is taken out, California, the lunatics, the insane people, it's perfectly normal to cut the breast off little girls, but if you have a camera, you deserve to be assaulted. So, Atozy here is going to give us a story about how Mazza here, or Freedom of the Press, how he goes out in public, he intentionally chased a man to his car for no reason at all. They put themselves in the way, and they're provocative, and they get in the way, and they bother people. And he puts his camera inside a car, and the guy said, don't put your camera in my car, please. And this guy, Freedom of the Press, Mazza, just pepper sprays him and blinds him. Does that sound reasonable to you? Does it sound reasonable that they would do that? Hey, I think I'm going to break the law, and I'm going to record myself breaking the law.
Federal charges, a potential 7-year prison sentence, a civil lawsuit of $3 million, all after pepper spraying an innocent bystander who ended up in the ER with nearly 80% vision loss. What is going on here? I feel like it's every day at this point where I look on the internet, I'm going, oh wow, look at that. Another day, another influencer doing something so incredibly stupid.
You guys know that I hate weak men. I hate betas. Atozy is a beta. He's probably, what do you guys think, 33, 34, 35? I can almost guarantee, you may think it's creepy, but I can almost guarantee he probably still doesn't have pubes on his sack yet. Can't even grow a mustache, but he's the great arbiter of truth. Oh, they're assaulting people with pepper spray. Wait a second. 4 men go out with cameras and decide, you know what? I think we want to pepper spray people for fun. Now, I will admit, the pepper spray videos get a whole lot more traction. They get a whole lot more views when you pepper spray somebody. But to do it intentionally, to go out with the purpose of hurting people, no, And with freedom of press, or Mazza, whatever he calls him, I have seen him assaulted more times than anyone else as a First Amendment auditor or public photographer. He gets assaulted more than anyone. You know why? Because he's 5'6", 225, 230 pounds. He wears an old man floppy hat. He's got this weird 360 camera, which I've showed you on here before, sticking up behind him, and he just sits there. And the worst part is they beat him up because they look at him like he's weak, because he's not the picture of fitness. He's not an imposing figure. I've literally seen big, huge, strong men who didn't want to be recorded past the 6'4" guy, past the 6'4" guy's younger son who's 6 foot tall, and past another man that's 5'11" and a half, and go straight to the short, fat Mexican dude to assault him. So it's a choice on who they go after. If I'm a bully, I'm not going to walk up to Mike Tyson and try to kick his ass. I want to go up to the little peon and pick on him because I have a better chance in hurting him. You see, the average American, especially the average Californian, doesn't believe in self-defense. People like Atozy here thinks, well, it's perfectly reasonable if you're filming me, and this is this. I'm gonna show you the irony in this. It's perfectly reasonable if you're filming me and I don't like it that I should be able to go up to you and assault you. Atozy makes his money commentating on people filming other people. The irony is so thick. It's like, dude, do you not even understand what you're saying? Anyone can sue you. Anyone can prosecute you. And if I'm correct, it's the same video that I posted the other week about a guy being pepper sprayed. Now, supposedly, the way he's describing it sounds like a totally different situation, but I will tell you this. Of the hundreds of hours that I've watched of Mazza or Freedom of the Press, I have never once seen him be the aggressor, ever. And I'll share on this where he says, well, he's got 3 cans of pepper spray. Let me tell you something. Let's watch this.
Confirmed an eye injury. And his attorneys later said that the man experienced 80% vision loss for the first 10 days, and then about 40% vision loss at the time they drafted the lawsuit. And to make things even worse, there's a possibility here that this damage could be permanent. But what makes this even more weird is when Mazza was brought into custody, he didn't have 1 canister of pepper spray on him. No, he had 3. So,
guess what? If I am out and about minding my business and you assault me and I beat you so bad you can't see any longer, once I've stopped the threat, I've used reasonable force to stop the threat, and you ended up wounded permanently, it's not my fault. You assault me and I defend myself in my defense of myself and I wound you permanently, that ain't my fault, homie. Now, let me tell you the second thing. Golly gee, 1 canister, 2 canister, 3 canisters of mace. Let me tell you something about California. California has a law that the amount of pepper spray per container can only be like, I don't know what it is, but it's a very small amount. So imagine the smallest pepper spray container that you can buy. That's all you're allowed to own per container. You're not allowed to walk around with a big old thing of bear spray. It's unlawful in California because it's the state of pussies. So, third point, with Mazza, you know how many times I've seen him be assaulted, deploy pepper spray, and the threat not stop, because it takes anywhere from 10 to 25 seconds, depending upon the spray and the directness of the hit, for it to take effect. I saw a little Chinese or Japanese chick in a post office ragging, cussing him out, going off on him, and saying all kinds of the most perverted stuff and calling him a pedophile and everything else. Run up to him, grab his camera, jerk it out of his hands, start beating him. He pulls out a thing of pepper spray, starts macing her. She takes the whole freaking can, and this 120-pound Chinese chick is still fighting, takes his selfie stick, pulls it out of his hand, starts beating him with it. He's on the second can. The second full can of pepper spray he discharges before that freaking bitch stops. Oh, but he's got 3 cans of pepper spray. 120 pound Far Eastern female, approximately 30 years old, attacks him through 2 full cans of pepper spray. But Atozy here, let's listen. Let's listen again.
At about 40% vision loss at the time they draft the lawsuit. And to make things even worse, there's a possibility here that this damage could be permanent. But what makes this even more weird is when Mazza was brought into custody, he didn't have 1 canister of pepper spray on him. No, he had 3. So clearly, he needs to keep a lot of pepper spray on him because he's planning on using it a lot.
He keeps a lot of pepper spray on him because he gets attacked a lot. Literally, I have seen freedom of the press be attacked, and you kind of got to guess the days because they do like 30 to 40 minute videos, so you got to guess it. When they're in the same outfits, the same uniforms, in the same places, then I guess it's the same freaking day. I've seen him assaulted repeatedly, time after time after time after time, be assaulted. But according to Atozy, if you come up and you try to rob me and I use my protection, if I have more than 1 bullet, oh my God, it means I was out there trying to kill people. This is the stupidity. If Atozy here has the right to sit in front of his camera in this, let's just say, Uber spaghetti background, he's got this Uber spaghetti background, he's got the right to do that, then Mazza, freedom of the press, is allowed to go on the public sidewalk and film anything he wants. I mean, where are we at in this world where people like this douchebag on the screen, and listen, like I said, I watch his content, but it just gets to be soap opera bullshit. He's another person who uses his First Amendment the way he sees it, attacking another man for using his First Amendment. I bet if Atozy was assaulted on a sidewalk with a camera, I think he'd probably change his mind. You get beat on enough, get your equipment stolen, broken, and used against you in assault, I think you're going to think to yourself, wait a second. I don't think I'm going to record people anymore. I'm just going to go home. I'm going to get me another job. No, I'm not going to use my camera anymore. Since those people don't like it and it hurts their feelings and it breaks the laws of privacy, I'm just going to go home. Well, hell no! What's he going to do? He would hire a bodyguard to protect him. That's what Atozy would do. That's what he'd do. Or, God forbid, pepper spray used in self-defense. I mean, where are we at? The hypocrisy of a YouTuber like him criticizing another man for defending himself. And I haven't watched the rest of the video. Let me fast forward through and see the highlights and see if he actually posts the video of it. Oh, that's right. He's not going to post the video either. Remember 15 Minutes of Shame? He collaborates with this same douchebag. They all collaborate together, use the same goddamn story, use the same goddamn clips, but notice, who gives you the full context? It's me. I give you the context. They don't give it to you. Let's see which one. Watch this one. Watch this.
Your camera off.
See on that one right there? That one right there that was just posted? Guess what happened in that one? That black man came up to him several times. Get your camera off me. Get your camera off me. Get your camera off me. Assaults Mazza. Assaults him. He sprays him. The guy walks off. And the pepper spray doesn't work. And then the guy comes back a second time to assault him again and destroys his equipment. Literally, I have seen this guy get his equipment broken top to bottom, and he carries anywhere from, I don't know, $700 to $3,000 worth of camera gear, and he gets it destroyed. If I can spend $20 on a can of pepper spray that's going to keep me and my $3,000 investment of work equipment safe, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to carry that pepper spray. 3 cans is nothing in California because the amount that you're allowed to carry is so minimal, it's impossible to stop the threat. Hold on a second. Let me get the actual truth about this scenario. It takes 5 minutes to load my freaking computer up. That's how hacked my computer is. Literally, it takes 5 minutes for it to just cut off. Now listen to him. Listen to how he describes this crap. Listen again.
It's not just like documenting what happened that afternoon, but also making an argument about the pattern of behavior that led to this. His officer actually reviewed a large portion of Maz's YouTube content. And here, he found a pretty consistent trend of this guy just pushing boundaries over and over and over again.
So what's a boundary? If I'm out recording in public, what's a boundary? Oh, he went and he stood on the sidewalk and he filmed a business. Oh, he stood out on the corner of the driveway and he filmed cars. Oh, a guy got loud and mouthy with him and was threatening him, so he went and recorded his license plate. Oh, the guy said he's gonna kill him, so he went and got his VIN number, his VIN. He did this. It's that pattern of escalation. If you see a camera and you don't want to be recorded, the last thing you do is go up to the camera and say, I don't want to be recorded. Guess what happens if it's raining outside? If it's raining and I don't want to get wet, what do I not do? I do not go out in the rain. Or I put on a rain suit and I stay dry. If you don't want to be recorded in public, don't go out in public. But Atozy here, it's a pattern of escalation. He sets him up in these places. Listen, if you want to film content of people wanting to assault you, go out with a freaking camera. Guess what? He could go out and do what I'm going to do. He could carry around a Confederate flag. You think I'm going to get assaulted? Well, of course I would. Somebody would attempt. Well, I don't know if they'd assault me or not. I've been told I'm a little intimidating. But if I go out with a rebel flag and I go up and down the sidewalk, somebody's going to have a fit and pitch a fit with me. But guess what? Apparently, I would be the bad guy if I had a camera and recorded the assaults. Wait a second. You mean if I get evidence of being assaulted from me exercising my constitutional right, it's my fault, Atozy? That's what you're saying? Let's continue here with Atozy's great speech on this matter.
Until he has to defend himself. Because it seems like on his channel, when he escalates things to a pepper spray incident where he has to defend himself, the videos do pretty well. So who knows, there could be a motive here on why he wanted to pepper spray the guy. What do we know though? But not only that, the officer also noted the way he conducted himself and talked about those incidents. He didn't really talk about those incidents as they were self-defense incidents.
You mean to, wait a second. You mean to tell me if you get assaulted, if you don't say, "Oh, it was self-defense. It was absolutely self-defense. It was self-defense. It was self-defense. I feared. If you do all that, it's perfectly normal. It's perfectly fine. So in other words, the cop is making his report based on his own goddamn feelings. Guess what happens? Let me give you a little example here. What's the first thing a cop does when he gets in a shoot with somebody? He shoots somebody. Well, I was scared for my life. He's justifying himself. Because it's what they're taught. When they're arresting somebody, the first thing they say is, stop resisting. That way they can beat the shit out of you. Stop resisting. I can hit you harder. Stop resisting. I'm going to kick you. Stop resisting. I'm going to choke you out. But a cameraman, Maza, freedom of the press, he doesn't do what cops are trained to do. And that goes to motive? Is that where we're at now? It goes to motive? So, goodness gracious. I'm so sorry that he doesn't know. Maza doesn't know what cops know about. You have to say repeatedly, self-defense, self-defense. You know what? If you get assaulted that many times in one freaking day, you probably get tired of saying, it was a self-defense. That was a self-defense. And why should he have to plead his case that often, that many times a day, when there's 3 other people recording him being assaulted? But it's his fault. Let's watch this example.
Camera off. You keep your camera off. Okay, what you keep your camera off me? You just messed up my camera. Hey, man. See,
you notice how the wonderful little thing of censorship? Atozy wants you to assume that the black man stand there and said, get me off your camera. And Maza just went ahead and sprayed him with pepper spray. That's what Atozy wants you to think, because he's lying to you. What happened is this angry double G hard R decided to grab freedom of the press's camera and shove it in his face. I watched it the day it posted. I've seen the video many, many times because I enjoy watching this moron get blasted in the face with pepper spray. But Atozy's not going to show you that. He's going to set the narrative and let you assume what he's saying is true.
Pepper spray don't even work. That's the bad part about it. It doesn't? No. Well, that's a shame. I spent a lot of money.
So wait a second. Mazda, Freedom of the Press, bought pepper spray. And you're seeing my point right now. Atozy doesn't understand. He's so dumb. He's such a fucking beta male. He doesn't understand. He just proven Mazda's case of having multiple cans of pepper spray. He sprayed this man. The man walked away, came back. Right now, he's about 25 to 27 seconds into being sprayed. I think it's possibly a lot shorter. Not sure, but it apparently did not stop the threat because the man's back. He's back after Mazda sprayed him. So he said, well, that's unfortunate. My pepper spray didn't work because each can of pepper spray, you don't know if it's going to work. It's just like buying ammo. If it's not brand spanking new in the box and you just bought it, guess what? Brand new in the box ammo can still be bad. So you have to have multiple, what? Cans of ammo.
Because at least according to the officer...
Oh, wait a second. He didn't show him get assaulted there either. He didn't show it. Let me bring up this thing. In California, it is legal to carry pepper spray for self-defense, provided the canister doesn't exceed 2.5 ounces net weight. The spray must be in an aerosol canister designed for self-defense and labeled with warnings regarding its legal use. You know how much 2.5 ounces is? That little bit that Atozy just censored is how fast a 2.5 ounce can of pepper spray dissipates. You're not talking maybe 3 to 4 seconds worth of spray. And in that 3 to 4, maybe even 5 seconds of spray, you have to hit it in their eyes or it's useless. As you just saw, as Atozy just shot his own case, he just killed everything he said. He just proved Maz's point of why he has to carry multiple vials, containers, spray bottles of pepper spray because it doesn't work sometimes. The guy had glasses on that blocked it, but guess what? In the actual video, the real video that shows the pepper spray and the assault and everything about it, guess what happens? He assaults him, he gets sprayed. He walks away, says, oh, it didn't work. And then he assaults him again, more ruthlessly, and then he sprays him again. And guess what happens the second time he sprayed? Mr. Double G Hard R walked the heck away. He got the heck out of Dodge because he couldn't see no more. I'm so sick of these freaking beta bitches judging another man for doing the same exact thing they're doing. You sit there in your comfortable little faggoty apartment or Airbnb and record your video in the safety of your own place to be. You're in your own safety. Nobody's assaulting you, Atozy. Nobody's going after you because you're recording in public. You don't have to defend yourself. You hide out like a coward. Oh, I went to Johnny Somali trial in Korea and I stood in the back row. I couldn't film nobody, but I went and I saw him and he got convicted. And I'm gonna sit out front in my trademark hat and in my little cheap beige suit, and I'm gonna talk about how Johnny Somali's going to jail. Well, that's great. Good for you. But Maz is not attacking you. He's not defaming you because that's the way you choose to run your channel. You freaking betas will never understand it. You don't have the right to put your hands on other people. If you put your hands on other people, there's a good chance that you're going to leave wounded or leaking or leave lying breathless on the sidewalk. God bless.